Remember, whenever I go live, I have to. Okay, so the YouTube side of it's muted. Um, Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mikestand. Um, let's see. Let's kind of get caught up on these comments real quick. Okay, Batgoat, you can talk.
I started out by saying Happy Friday.
Mm-hmm. Solid said second. Yes, you are solid. And then Woody comes in. Could we have a drum roll, please? And then, well, then, how about an egg roll?
Egg roll.
Okay, so it looks like we have at least it's two, and so we have at least four people in here. So, I'm gonna, even though the counter still reads the counter's stupid for some reason, but
looks like we've got 4 likes already. So
yeah, actually, it'd probably be more like 3 because one of them's the YouTube gives a like in there.
Okay, so that's
During the stream. So
I'm gonna go grab my drink. So I'm just gonna mute, but I'll be listening because I got my earbuds in.
All right. So how's everybody doing tonight? We'll have a quick little bull session to see how everybody's doing. Tonight, of course, you guys know we'll be covering comics that went on sale in May of 1937. I'll be giving some quick notes on 3 books that came out from David McKay Publications. Feature book number 1. Let's see. Picture Crimes number 1 and King Comics number 15. Then we'll be reading a couple stories from Western Picture Stories number 4, the 4th and final issue of that series from Centaur. And then we'll probably be spending the rest of the time in Dell's Funnies issue number 10, reading some stuff there. So that's what's on tap for tonight. I know it's a little bit earlier than usual. I usually go into it, but I figured while I'm waiting for Batgoat to get back, and then when he gets back, I'll give him a couple minutes here to, talk about anything, like make any notes or any notations like the trophy stuff and all that. So the lull tournament, as I guess I could call it, lull tournament, lull tournament. So actually, I guess Woody said something else here. Let's see. Wireless earbuds fancy. I guess he was saying that to you there, Batgoat.
They're not fancy. They're super cheap. The other setup I do is the fancy one. This is the cheap, but I don't have time to mess around with my studio one. I got to grab my drink.
All right. Just remember to put the drink somewhere where it's not going to spill all over everything. Just kidding. Just kidding. So, yeah. So, anyways, again, how are you guys doing tonight? Hopefully, all is well with you. Hopefully, you guys had a good Friday today. And as always, guys, I do, of course, appreciate any likes and shares. That does help with the algorithm. Getting the word out. Hopefully, we can get some more people in here soon for some of this. So yeah. So, anyways, so
Okay, I'm with you.
all right. Yeah, we see that shirt there.
My name.
United States Navy with the eagle on it.
This is my boot camp shirt. They're clean, but they're jammies. They're all ripped up, and I don't even think the reflective stuff works anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay. So let's see. We're just past 5 minute mark. So what I'm gonna do, Batgoat, I'm gonna hand it over to you for a moment if you want to make any like introductions in terms of like the LOL, as I just named it, the LOL tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to say anything about that, about the trophy and all that.
Yeah, real quick. So I don't have. Let's see. Okay. First of all, I apologize, everyone. I don't have a new trophy like I promised you. So that's my bad. Bad on Batgoat. I did not get out to the craft store. That's what I want to do is go to my local Michael's, pick up stuff to make still a very cheap and cardboardy style trophy. But I have to go out and get some stuff. And then also, and I'll say this again at the right after Niche History. So if everyone can stick around, if you want to, right after Niche History, we'll do the LOL trophy. I'm still going to keep track of it, right? And then here's the other thing. You know, okay, can you see it with the lighting?
Yeah, the Mr. Potato Head microphone or whatever.
Yeah, I renamed him the Spud Boy 3K, and I just used a post-it.
Spud Boy 3K.
So I half-heartedly kept one of my promises that I'd re-sticker this, but I can do better. And here's what I thought. All next week, when I see you guys in chat, why don't you, if you want, give me ideas to name the Potato Mike 3000 or the Spud Boy 3000 or whatever cool name you can come up with. I think that'll just be a fun little contest on the side if you guys want to do that and if Mike is okay with that.
I'm fine with it, Batgoat.
Okay, cool, very cool. So we'll remind everyone at the end, I guess, and then oh, the trophy. I do have a little bit of good news. I think Woody and Solid are here. So, and Woody, I know you've won it once. Toys has won it twice. The new trophy. At the very least, I do have the toys. I figured that out today. I do have a bag of toys for it, so it may be featuring John Deere action.
Oh figures. Yeah, the mowing company.
Yes, but I've got a full toy set of tractor stuff because that's what the stores where I live in. It's not really rural Minnesota, but just outside of Minneapolis, we have tractor supply stores. So like you go in and you buy John Deere tractor toys. It's really cool for people that have only lived city life.
Okay, so yeah, okay. So Batgoat, how was your day today?
Today was a nothing day for me. I sat around and did nothing here. I watched some videos. I didn't quite get motivated enough to get going. And that's what I was going to do today was go to my craft store, but I didn't. So I apologize. Maybe I'll get to that this weekend.
Well, it's understandable. I mean, you kind of left us early last night. It seemed like too, you know, like, and I think the other day you were like tired too. So maybe you just running on fumes. I know how that is.
Yeah, just all over the place with my sleeping and my schedule. And I think I told you that it's the medic thing. I just can't shake it after a quarter century of working 12 hours, 4P to 4A. You know, that screws up my body up.
Yeah. So they now them 5,000 acre wheat lawns.
They mow them, but yeah.
Mow, yeah. So, all right. So let's see. Let's see. Okay. So we're coming up.
Gorilla mud for the mustache.
Okay. So StreamYard for whatever reason still reading two viewers, but I think we got more than two. I think we have at least three. Not four. I'm hoping Solid's still here.
I think Solid's still here, but
he lurks a lot.
He does, yeah. Sometimes he just sits and chills.
All right, so yeah, okay, we're almost at the 10-minute mark. So I think I will go ahead and get us going here. Yeah, Toys isn't here yet, and we know Anonymity and Leto will like come in a little while. Hit it right this time. Because remember, I have two of the Mike's Amazing World of Comic screens up a lot of times. So, and I kind of, while you were doing your prep, some of your prep work there, Batgoat, I kind of went through everything, like what we're gonna kind of do a little bit tonight with everybody else. Okay, so this is the first book. Okay, so first off, let me go back. You can see they're like there are basically 16 books there that went on sale, um, in May of 1937. Okay, most of these books will be cover dated June, but as I've mentioned before, and this is on the publishing side of it, the on sale date will usually be 1 to 2 months ahead of the cover date. So they went on sale in May, but the cover date's June. So this is the first book we're going to kind of look at. I'll just be heading over to GCD in a moment here. Feature books number 1 from David McCabe Publishing. This is a 48 book for 10 cents. Kind of look at the series. Now, according to this, it had 57 issues, but according to GCD, it was more like 59. There were a couple of books that we saw before that what the some people might say were also part of this series. So this series is called Feature Book. And so go ahead to GCD to take a quick little peek at that. Because I did want to say some things about it. Now, for this particular book, of course, they only had skeleton data here, so it's just a bare minimum. And in this issue, they were featuring Zane Grey's King of the Royal Mountain. Now, before I get to my notations on here as well, let me just show you a couple others that we kind of seen already, but these were unnumbered. But these are considered part of this series as well.
I know that guy.
Dick Tracy. You remember when we were looking at this one? When we were looking at this one, like a month or so ago.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed that the art styles were a little different.
Yeah, as compared to Dell,
yes.
Dell's. But just wanted to show you this. The other two that were. Well, here, let me also just. So the Dick Tracy, they're saying the Dick Tracy story here was 96 pages. So, and this issue was reprinted in feature book number 4 as well. And then here's, of course, the Popeye one that was reprinted in issue number 3, Popeye and the Jeep.
Jeep.
And he had 96 pages there. And you see the index or notes right there reprinted in feature book number 3 only a year later. So, okay. So,
Seagard did all the work on that? Like was I reading that right? That he produced it, he inked it, he did everything on the title, on the credits?
Yeah, well, okay. E.C. Seagard did the penciling and the inking.
Pencil and script.
Script for the story. Yeah, we were just looking at the cover art there. Yeah, well, Seagar was. I think Seagar was the guy who created Popeye, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now, the thing I wanted to talk about too with the feature book here, which goes more towards like the public, some of the publishing side of it. Now, as everybody here knows, what we've been covering so far, since we started all this, all the books have been anthologies, right? They've been anthologies. They've been like, and an anthology is a collection of stories. Okay, a feature book would be kind of a situation where you focus in on like one character. Like today, Action Comics and Detective Comics, for example, would be considered feature books. Action is a Superman feature. Um, Detective is a Batman feature, as many of you know from just even from what we talked about here with some of the early editions of Detective Comics. They started out as anthologies and not as a feature book. Now with many of the feature books that would follow, like this would probably be technically these books right here and the ones that I just showed you, the Dick Tracy and Popeye one that I just showed you. You could argue that those were probably the first feature comic books in existence.
Okay.
Okay, you could make that argument because they're focusing in on one character or one like stable of characters. Okay. Um, Now the only thing is with feature book here with David McKay, this feature book is a little bit different from the feature books we would see down the line, like Superman, Batman, all that, because while these are why each individual issue here um, covers one character or one stable of characters. In the future, in for the most part, most of the books that are published as feature books after this focus on one character or one stable of characters throughout the entire series of the book. You know, um, Superman, which eventually became Adventures Superman, then went back to being Superman. You know, the whole time it was Superman or characters from his mythos, obviously from his stable of characters. Okay, feature book was probably more akin to DC. If some of you remember hearing about Showcase, DC Showcase comic.
I
That
don't.
comic, okay, that comic came out in the '60s. That was
Okay.
more of a preview feature. Now with Showcase, what they would do is, and again, I'll get more into this later, obviously, but just as a kind of a quick Showcase is kind of a preview feature comic. In other words, they would use it to kind of give you, okay, this is a story idea, this is a character idea. Let's see how it sells, and then if it sells, if it shows that it will sell, then we'll make a feature book out of it. So that was now why this wasn't exactly that. Like King of the Royal Mounted was the first book. We had the two prior to it, and just from what I've seen and looking ahead, each of these books is going to feature a different character in the King Feature Syndicate. So, so that's basically part of the thing I wanted to point out with all this, of course, was just pointing out the concept of the feature books and how they are going to be, and how this one is a bit different from the ones that we will see coming up in the next with it over with our obviously our coverage is going to be taking weeks, but as we start getting into 38, 39, 40, and we start seeing like when Superman, when we start seeing like the Superman comic, the Batman comic, the Wonder Woman comic, all that, we'll but just to kind of explain that a little bit, the publishing side of that. So, anyways, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about with that. Unfortunately, as I said, with these David McKay comics, I don't have any more. Like I obviously for whatever reason, I don't know of any any copies of the actual comics of David McKay are, which is a shame because I know some of you would love for me to read some Popeye. So
I would.
yeah. So
Popeye rules.
yeah. So here's the next comic we're going to look at. Picture Comics #1. Now this one only ran for one issue, but it had a very interesting theme to it. You can kind of see the hint of the theme in the title. Picture crimes there. Actually, picture crimes, not picture comics. I think I said picture comics. I meant to say picture crimes. And
Mike, it makes me think of the in the 50s, there were magazines that got really popular called, was it True Detective, where they'd have like really, it wasn't gory, but it'd always be like a painting of like some guy stabbing a girl, or she's like cowering in fear. It's called True Detective. Those were kind of popular in the 50s, I believe.
Yeah.
That's what it
Well,
reminds me of.
yeah. Well, I'll read off the description when I get over to GCD here, because
Okay.
it may be a very similar concept to what you're thinking. Um,
It was almost like a print version of Forensic Files back in the day. They would go over like actual crimes. At least they claimed
well,
that they weren't.
somewhat, but okay. So here's what it says in the notes for this in the notes in for this comic. Uses photos and captions to give the reader clues to solving a crime.
Then I was way off, 100% off, because that's way different.
Okay.
But very cool.
Now that one again would be something I would. It would be. I think that would be kind of an interesting comic to look through. Um, Issue notes, early Fumetti style comic book, um, with all panels constructed from photographs. So
Okay, well,
as
see,
opposed to, huh?
Fumetti is that is the I do know this. Fumetti is an Italian style of comic of printing. It's like saying anime, but it's Italian and it's from like 50s and 60s, and it was basically like a terror horror porn and like showing women in paintings and comic strip getting killed and stuff.
Yeah. And we've seen some of that already, right? Batgoat in comics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've seen
Definitely,
like women
definitely.
getting killed and all that.
Oh yeah.
So so you have the first story here, the darkroom murder, 6 pages, pencil and ink photographs. They were saying basically, a champ passes, death of a gold digger, marked for murder. They have all these stories, and then at the very end, of course, they have the solutions, which is I guess 11 pages, which basically just gives the solutions to the previous crime puzzles. So what they do then, I think the concept is with photographs and captions, they kind of lay out the story for you, and they give you the opportunity to try to see if you can solve it, and then if you can't, you can just go to the back of the book. And so when I saw this, I thought, hey, if we could read that, that might be a very interesting comic to look through.
Mm-hmm.
But as it were, we don't have any listings, unfortunately. We don't have any comic listings like we do with the other ones, like on Comic Book Plus or anything like that. Okay, and the last of the quickies here, the big quickies here, King Comics number 15. Of course, we got Popeye in there, Flash Gordon, Mandrake the Magician, King of the Royal Mounted. So just go through that real quickly here. We'll maybe I'll read off some of the quotes from some of it. Not everything, obviously, but at least from some of the more well-known features. Going back to that real quick. 64 pages for 10 cents. So, and the on sale date was actually May 20th, 1937 for that one. I think for like feature books, the approximate on sale date was May 1st. So David McCabe Publishing. So now let's get to this comics search. There it is. Again, it is a shame that I just granted my some of my knowledge is limited on that, but I wish that we could read some of these. But the
Yeah,
on
that would
sale
be
date
cool.
on sale date is from the publication date recorded in the catalog of copyright entries. Part 2 periodicals 1940 new series volume 35 number 3. The cover here penciled and inked by Joe Musial, Popeye and Henry in the boat there, Popeye, Henry, and Sweet Pea fishing. So Thimble Theater, 4 pages, signed as Seeger. Ah, good morning, gentlemen. Okay, good morning. First line of dialogue from that. You have Popeye, Olive Oil, and Sweet Pea, and Wimpy in that one. And I won't read everything. I'm just gonna read the first quotes of the.
Well, I do know one thing about Wimpy. He would gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Right. We all know that if you've either read the comic or you've watched the Fleischer Studios animated shorts, you know that, or the Famous Studios animated shorts, you know that. So Alex Raymond was the guy who scripted and penciled and inked Flash Gordon here. Characters for this story included Flash Gordon, Dale Arden, who I'm guessing was Flash's love interest in that, Dr.
Yes.
Zarkov, King
She was
Triton.
even she was even in the '80s movie, Dale Arden.
Yeah, but I don't. But she wasn't in the '80s cartoon Defenders of the Earth.
Okay.
I
So
do know that.
they rolled back to like 30s script wise then, right?
Well, Defenders of the Earth was that cartoon was. I think it was kind of an original cartoon. The idea generally was you had some of the characters from King Features. You had Flash Gordon, Phantom, Mandrake the Magician, and Lothar, and you had their kids. And I guess apparently Flash Gordon's wife, who may have been Dale Arden, was probably killed.
Okay.
You know, but okay. So here's the first line of dialogue from that. Okay, the synopsis was Flash rescues Triton and Queen Udina. Triton is crowned king. Flash, Dale, and Zarkov return to the surface and breathe air again. So that's how they describe the synopsis here. Smashing the lock with his pistol, Flash burst into the cell where Pluton is about to torture Triton and Queen Undina. Get that. Okay, get that for a moment. Okay, so if we're under the impression that comics were supposed to be marketed for kids, right? Or for young adult, well, teenagers, young adults, whatever.
Yeah,
And
I think we agreed middle school, right? About
yeah,
that age
middle
group.
school
Yeah.
may be the and look, they're talking about torturing torturing a couple. So
Yeah, there's been some other brutal stuff too, as we've pointed out, as we've seen.
and then you have a news and pictures thing here. Edgar Allan Poe was dismissed from West Point because he appeared at dress parade minus his trousers.
What?
This is according to news and pictures. So
I
this
don't
might
ever
have been
remember
like
seeing anything on that, but I'll believe it.
well, remember they didn't just have comic stories here either. They would have some live action stuff. We've celebrity
Mm-hmm.
stuff, that kind of thing. So
Yeah, we even saw the one that said like upcoming movies, upcoming feature films, and it
we
did
have
like
another
a
one here. Sports features. Strike. Pitchers get a break. Nonfiction sports right there. Bring up Father, Hall of Fame of the Air, Captain John H. Towers, Vern
there's
W. Harshman, Marquess of Douglas and Clydesdale, Lincoln Beach. Sure, these are names you know, right, Batgoat?
no, I just know that Eddie Rickenbacker is there, the world famous American World War I
The
flying ace.
scripter, the writer for this. And then he also wrote Ace Drummond here, Adventure Aviation. As a reward for saving the lives of Captain Marvin and his men. ... And you have Ted Towers, Animal Master. You have King of the Royal Mountain, the Zane Grey story that we talked about.
Mm-hmm. Didn't you say Zane Grey was that Colonel Potter's favorite author from MASH?
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is correct. While King at Dubont Post reasons for the factor for refusing to sell supplies. Western Frontier, Rick Bedford, Sentinel Louis, Little Annie Rooney here by Brandon Walsh. Not to be confused with the 90210 character. This is probably a different Brandon Walsh altogether.
Yes.
And pencil and ink by Nicholas Afonsky. Drama domestic. Yes, Meany. M-E. Oh, yeah. Yes, Meany. No, I don't want any parlor card ticket.
And let's say hello to Toys just dropped in.
Oh, Toys came in. Hey, Toys, thank you for letting me know, Batgoat.
No problem.
Hey, Toys. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hello, Toys. And the counter still says 2. Well, now it's YouTube's saying 3. So, anyways, so
My YouTube says 2.
Oh, did it just go back down to 2 then? It just went back
they're all
down.
different. They're all different and they're all goofy.
Yeah. So, anyways, got Henry. We had a couple Henrys and Father Radio Patrol, Mandrake the Magician by Lee Falk and penciled and inked by Phil Davis. In the X dimension, where Mandrake has gone in search of Fran. ... Adventure science fiction, Mandrake, Lothar, Fran, and Wheelman. Now, okay, Lothar's character I know there are probably some SJWs who would probably have a fit about Lothar, because I know Lothar, I think in the past when we read some of the commentary on this, Lothar, I think, has been described as Mandrake's manservant. And from what I understand, at least in Defenders of the Earth, when he was depicted in Defenders of the Earth, I don't know if it's the same case here, because obviously we can't see the comic, but in Defenders of the Earth, Lothar and his son were depicted as being African American. So calling an African American somebody's manservant, you can just see the SJW's humor.
But back then, people had manservants. They called them manservants, and it didn't matter what color they were. Yeah. Even in England, they say butler now, but there's still some people that say manservant. That's right. Just an old colloquial thing. But yeah, SJWs know how to ruin everything. So.
Or just blow stuff like that up so out of proportion. It's just you kind of wonder where their head's at. But anyway, so that's at least through the Quickie.
Whoa, where'd you go? Uh-oh. I imagine he did something that I'll correct here real quick. Just wanted to let you guys know that I like doing the adjustment, right? So I decided what a 10-cent comic book, what would that be these days? $1.83. And I guess I'll go ahead until Mike comes back. There he is.
That was me. I basically hit the wrong button.
I figured that. I covered. You were all right.
Okay. So I just inadvertently hit the wrong button there. So that was on me. Sometimes that happens.
I luckily had written something down and I had a little something to talk about. We were okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So.
Thanks, Woody. Was I good?
Okay. Yeah, I basically know what I did wrong. I did mean to hit the back button, but not on. Like I was on this screen when I hit the back button, and I didn't mean to hit it on there. I meant to hit it on that screen right there. So that's where I kind of messed up. Okay, so the next comic we're going to look at here is Western Picture Stories. This was the final issue of this comic, the 4th issue. Western Picture Stories number 4. We're gonna read basically the first 2 stories here, the Caveman Cowboy and Chinese Cowboy, and I found them to be they're both 7 pages each.
Yes, really? The Chinese Cowboy.
Yeah, I looked into them and they were pretty interesting. So, and of course, this picture right here, the cover picture is from the Caveman Cowboy story. So this one came out May 1st, or approximate on sale date May 1st, 1937. For 10 cents, 64 cents. This was, and of course, even though it's now known as Centaur, back then I think they were called this portion of the company they were calling Comics Magazine Company Incorporated. So, and we've talked a little bit about that too. So, anyway, so let's get into getting to the story. Um, Go to Comics Books Plus. Comic Books. Well, as usual, we'll read those 2 stories and just breeze through the rest of it real quick, just so you guys get a good look at it. And yeah, this was a comic book series that only ran for like 4 issues, and some of them did that. Some of them, if they didn't sell too well, they features would disappear like that. There are a lot of stories that ended up ending on cliffhangers because they just didn't sell. And now they didn't have any in this case, because this was, as I said, as I've commented on, this was a themed anthology. So instead of having like being written serially like some of the other stories like Sandra McLean and all that, but look at that picture right there. He's carrying the girl on there, and
like a suitcase.
yeah, I mean, and the Caveman Cowboy by Joseph E. Burrish and other great comics. So, and there's your gun page, Batgoat.
Pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
High-powered air pistol. P-matic. It's not a spud gun; it's a P gun. Right there, it is the P-matic. I want one.
Okay. So here, here's I guess some more of the cover there, and then the table of contents. Oh, go ahead.
That's how you treat a woman. That guy knows what he's doing. Jokes, just jokes. Not to get in trouble.
Well, Batgoat. When we actually get into reading the story, you're going to see that might not be as inappropriate as you might think.
All right.
Believe it or not.
I'm sure he ain't no Slam Bradley, but I'm willing to give him a shot here.
Yeah. So now the table of contents is a little out of order here, apparently, because Caveman Cowboy and Chinese Cowboy were actually apparently back to back, but in the table of contents, they were spread out for some reason. But anyway, so here we go. Caveman Cowboy by Joseph A. Burrish. Once again, Sheriff Buck Bush. That's the name of the main character here, Buck Bush. A good old fashioned cowboy name, right? Right, Batgoat?
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Rides the range, and once again, a pretty gal wraps him around her fingers. A complete story.
Go ahead. His cousin didn't make the comic strip, Tommy Tumbleweed.
Say that again?
His cousin didn't make the strip, Tommy Tumbleweed.
Oh, okay.
That's for the Buck Bush thing.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I'm sorry. Sometimes I stink at this.
Oh, well, I didn't pick up on it. Sorry. Yippee! At the Bar Flyer Dude Ranch in Cactus Country, the boys stage a rodeo for the guests. For mercy's sakes, this is disgusting. What's the matter, ma'am? The matter? I came west to see real He-Man. Hard, tough man of the West. Caveman. But what do I find? Sissies. Dressed up that can't even stay on a horse a minute.
Wow, what a floozy.
Now you understand why I told you that may have been appropriate?
She's a hooer. She's
Huh?
a hooer. She's a hooer. I'm calling her a bad name, but disguising it.
Who came west looking for something that.
She's what are the guys in the chat like saying? Something about getting their back broken or something like that?
Or being blown out or something like that?
Yeah, getting blown out, high body count, racking up numbers, all that stuff.
Oh, apparently Batgoat looks like we have a new person in here.
I see that, but before you get to that, you should go up a little bit because Toys has got some news that's kind of a little bit more on the serious side.
I'll go through the chats real quick here. Is this okay? This high up here? Or?
Yep. That's perfect.
Hello, Toys. Time for the world tour. Just woke up. Laugh out loud. Jeremiah had surgery. Oh, I hope he's doing all right. I hope everything's okay. That Toys. And then Batgoat, you want to read this?
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I said, I hope he's okay. Sending prayers.
I agree with that. Ouch for Jeremiah from Woody. I like Phil Hartman's Caveman Lawyer. Right. Jeremiah got his tonsils out. Okay, which is common among kids.
Pretty routine surgery, so hoping that went okay, and he's going to be eating a lot of ice cream now, I bet, right? I bet you he's excited for that.
Yeah, as all kids usually are. So I'm guessing this is, and you can correct me if I get this wrong. Baza Logic says hello, everyone. Hello, and everybody. I hope you guys will make Baza. If I am hopefully pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, please
might be
help
Baza.
me. Baza.
Baza. Okay, could be. I don't know. Hello, Baza or Baza.
I hope everybody will make you feel welcome. I hope you enjoy the content. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Mikestand.
Come hang out with us geeks.
Yeah. Laugh out loud, and then from Baza, dang, he okay. And then damn, Mike makes her sound loosey goosey. Well, yeah, I kind of previewed the stories. I kind of knew what she was coming for. So, you sound whack. You okay? Okay, Baza, when I read comics, when I'm actually reading the comics, I will sometimes throw in like comedic voices to kind of make it a little bit more entertaining. So I know that it may not be perfect, but it's just something that I think just fun. Now, yes, and I do also have a slight list too, if that's what you're getting at as well. So if like with how I'm making the girl sound there, it's a character. It's it's obviously trying to make the comics come to life a little bit more. So, Batgoat, if you want to add anything on that.
No, we like the voices that he does when he reads the comics. So he sounds a little goofy when he does it. Sometimes I make fun of him.
He's good. It's Friday Vintage Comics Night. It says Woody. Yep. Hello, Baza. All right. So, anyways, let's continue on then. Just have to get into the mindset here. Okay. And I thought I'd find romance out here. Well, girlie, there is one man now. A real He-Man? Well, and who is he? He's Sheriff Buck Bush.
And his deputy, Cody Cactus.
Got that one. I suppose he's got black whiskers and. Oh no, not Buck. Look here. Here he is now. That's him, girlie. Say, he does look good all around. Hi, Sheriff. Hi, boys. Hey, Sheriff. How about taming this wild horse of mine? Oh, look at him ride! He's the one for me! Quick, call him over. Introduce me. Sorry, ma'am. Gals are poison to the sheriff.
Oh, old Buck Bush swings that way, huh? Okay.
I don't know. Right. I don't really think that's.
Oh, I think Buck Bush is a little light in the cowboy boots.
Well, we'll wait and see. I doubt very.
I could be wrong. Yeah. I could be wrong. He may prefer the company of men.
There are also those, and you should know this because you were in the Navy. Isn't there a saying in the Navy about women being bad luck on a boat?
On ships?
Yeah.
That's old maritime history. I mean, for hundreds of years. When I was on the Nimitz, that was 2001 when I was on the Nimitz. So by that time, we'd recently gone co-ed on all the ships. So there were chicks on my boat. It was whatever.
Yeah, but again, I think that's the same attitude that's being applied here. That's being kind of the same attitude that applied here when they said that gals are poison. Let's see now. A couple more things that were said here. How about today? Jeremiah asked me, Daddy, after COVID, can I meet Mike Walters and Batgoat?
Yes. 100%. Absolutely, Jeremiah. I'm going to come up to Ontario and hang out with you. I have no
problem with it. Now, granted, it's going to be a little bit hard. It's going to be a little bit hard if you're trying to meet us in person because Batgoat's up in Minnesota. Well, I guess from your point of view,
I'm much closer to him than you.
Yeah, I'm out all the way out in Southern California. But, so I don't know unless you make it out this way, it may not be as
big
possible.
Road trip.
But yeah,
big road trip this summer. We'll all meet up in Poop, Iowa. No, we'll meet up in Tumbleweed, Iowa. Nowhere, Iowa. Okay, bum F, Iowa. At a rest stop, and we'll all hang out like in the middle of June. I'll write that down. We're gonna do that.
Well, it'd be a little bit more difficult for me because I don't drive, and of course the buses may not let me on without a mask.
Yeah, I was joking.
Batgoat, you got a little message from Woody here. You might want to read.
LOL. I don't know what he said or what I said.
Laugh out loud. Women hurt the knee. The knees almost as bad as the pocketbook. Laugh out loud. Just kidding. Yeah, I don't know if your wife would want to be hearing that from you there. Action, ATC. Anyways, back to the story here. He wouldn't have nothing to do with you. He hates gals. Now, of course, Batgoat, I do get that in today's connotation, you may think he may swing that way, but let's see what happens here. But I'm different. I'm pretty, and I'm not going east until I find the romance I came for.
Wow.
She's bratty, isn't she?
Wow.
Hello. And so later, hello. Well, what can I do for you?
If he had said, "What can I do you for?" It would have been over. she would have jumped on him.
Sheriff, I saw you ride this afternoon, and I think you're wonderful. I think so too. Do you know what? I think you're so strong and handsome. I know it.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, he's gay. He's gay. He's totally into himself. He's gay.
Well, no, I don't know if that's being gay. That might be more that's more I think if he's more narcissistic than anything else.
Mike, have you ever seen some of these famous gay dudes? Have you ever watched Queer Eye and like noticed that the real famous ones that are like in shape and they look good and they're wearing the nicest clothes? They're very much going to tell you how good they look.
I know there are some. I know there are some what would be considered handsome gay men out there. I am aware of that. Or
I know I'm generalizing, but here's my take. The more Hollywood, the more famous they are, the more they let you know how fabulous they are. I'm just saying they're egocentric. That's right. Very common.
But trait. Then isn't that the majority of Hollywood? Isn't that the majority of these white knight SJW Hollywood wannabes?
It's almost in a different way though. It's hard to like actually pinpoint exactly what I'm saying, but I think the other guys might get what I'm saying. Yeah, you're right. They all do tend to be egotistical, but like some of the ones that are like open about being gay and like when they're really flamboyant, they love to tell you how fabulous they are.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
Jeremiah fell asleep. I'll tell him in the morning, and then I'll bet he can cook too.
You're right, Woody.
Well, I mean, I think he probably had to, being a single guy. He it's not like he has a woman to cook for him, right? You know,
he keeps a very clean campsite too. I'll tell you what.
Sheriff, I'd like to go riding, but I'm afraid of getting lost. Now, if I'd have a guide. Sure. Hey, Baldy. Sure. And then look, she's got kind of a question mark going. And then show this lady around. She's afraid of getting lost. Good gosh, sure, Buck. Oh, how I hate you! I won't speak to you again, you brute. And question mark.
Toys just got a point.
Oh yeah, let's see what that.
It was right after
Laugh Out Loud, and then Laugh Out Loud. There's a reason he had a 10-gallon hat.
And go up two more because Woody had a good one too.
All right.
There.
Oh yeah, I actually read that one already.
Okay.
I'll bet he can cook too. Yeah, I saw that. And then you commented on it right after I did.
Okay, yep. My bad.
Bossa seems like a cool cat.
I think he dropped out.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't care for my voices. You seem to have a bit of an issue with that, I guess. I hope
that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. The next day, the girl sticks to her words. She passes the sheriff in a haughty. Now, get that description. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Get that description right there. The next day, the girl sticks to her words. She passes the sheriff in a haughty manner. And then the sheriff sticks his tongue out. Nah. Y'all get the impression. Well, maybe the sheriff hasn't grown out of all girls have cooties stage.
She walks by and he goes, fish.
Yeah, today he'd be calling her a bitch under his breath, probably. So, at that moment, the silence was broken by gunfire and yelling Two desperados rode past the sheriff, shouting wildly, "Bang! Get bang!" One man slowed up as he approached. One man slowed up as he approached the girl, then picked her up, and rode on while the girl shouted for help. Look at that! Look at that! Look at the guy's face right there, Batgoat. Look at how mean that guy looks, huh?
Grr, grr. He's mad.
The guy looked pretty mean, like he's about ready, maybe even put her over his knee and spank her.
He's gonna do something worse than that because he's mad because she's not even that good looking. Picks her up and he's like, okay, look, she's built like a 2x4. She's got no butt. She thinks she's the hottest thing rolling. She's got a short perm haircut. Gross. That's why he's mad. He's like, I thought I was getting a hot chick.
Okay. The sheriff, always ready to maintain law and order, dashed for his horse. They're up ahead. I can't let them see me trailing them. I'll follow them to their hideout, then get the drop on them. They'll get strung up for taking that girl, while that's almost as bad as hoss stealing.
Wow. Horses are more important than girls. No, he's not gay at all.
Let's see. There they go into that shack down below. Now's my chance. Gosh, I forgot my guns. My gun's empty, and I forgot to load up. Now I'm in a mess. It's getting too dark to go back. I'll rush in and fight it out, then tie him up.
Ooh, tie him up. You get him, cowboy.
I'll have to cross this creek quietly, then rush in. It's him! Damn! That's enough now. You've been fighting for 10 minutes. And then you got a little question mark. Isn't he wonderful? He certainly can fight. She's telling us. Oh, come on, sister. I'll get you back to town. Then I'll be back for these two. Hey, loosen us. We look. It was like this. Okay, based on that last statement, Batgoat, what do you think is going to probably happen in the next panel?
Well, he's trying to say that they didn't do it. Well, he's saying it wasn't us. It was like this. He's already starting to say, I didn't do it. So they'll probably be trying to blame someone else, saying like they were ordered to do it.
Well, okay. So look back on this panel here. I'm going to scroll down here, and then think about that last statement there. Okay, so read some of that for yourself there. Particularly her comments, what she's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, now you want to know what I think?
Huh.
What they're going to probably tell the sheriff is that this is all her idea.
Oh, you could be right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's good insight there, Mike, because she's such a floozy.
I mean, she wants this sheriff guy. I mean, look.
She's not hiding it either.
She's telling him that's enough now. Like she's stopping him after 10 minutes. So I mean, you almost get the impression here that she set this whole thing up. But let's see how all this plays out. Let's see how all this plays out here.
Leto! Hey, Leto, good to see you.
Leto's here. Hey, Leto. Hey, Mike, Batgoat, Solid, Woody, um, and Toys. How are y'all? All right, we're just going through the Caveman Cowboy here. Hello, Leto from Woody. So, hope you enjoy the story here. Oh, Sheriff, carry me across the stream, will you? Well, all right. Well, okay. Look at the sheriff's face right there. Look at his facial expression right there.
I can tell you exactly what it is. Ew, girl.
Oh, Sheriff, I think we should untie those two men before we leave. Huh? Why? Huh? Why? Well, you see, I hired them to do this.
You
Didn't
nailed it,
I?
Mike. You called it, Mike. Brilliant. That's awesome.
And I had not actually read the full story before. I just read now. I did kind of read the first page there a little bit, when I
That's
previewed
awesome.
this.
You picked
But
it up, and I had no idea, Mike. That's sweet. You nailed it. Very good. Very perceptive.
yeah, and that's one of the funner aspects about when you go through these stories like this is trying to see if you can figure out a plot as you're going.
Chicks. Leto said, women.
Yeah. Solid said to Leto, hey Leto, and then
Solid still is here.
ATC, yeah, probably was lurking about.
Yeah, you're at 1 hour mark now, Mike.
Yeah, I see that. Cool. Then I'll be listening, guys. Yeah, I probably am gonna stop going through the chat because I want to get through these a little bit more,
Okay.
obviously quicker because I did want to try to get to the Chinese cowboy.
Okay. Rock on.
But thank you for letting me know about the hour mark too.
If something comes up on the chat, I'll just stream snipe, or I'll like snipe one of the chat comments out real quick and read it if that's all right, and then you can keep going on. I mean,
okay, what was that, Batgoat? Say that again.
If an important or a funny chat comes up, I can and say there's been a bunch of other stuff instead of you having to go back and read it. Do you want me to just maybe read one out as it comes? Like if it's
if you want to do that, just let me know that you're about to do that, and then I'll stop for a moment and let you do that.
Okay. Yeah, just so because like backing up and reading every chat. If you do less of that, you'll have more time to read.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, well, yes, and I'm going to go back in the story here a little bit. Well, you see, I hired them to do this. I had to get you some way. Then they ain't real bad men. Of course not. And you did this to get friendly with me. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Of course not. And you did this to get friendly with me?
Drive safe, yes. Leto.
What did he say?
Drive safe, Leto.
Oh, he's just letting us know
going to work.
All right. Yes. Oh, help! I might have known a gal would trick me.
Where did he go?
Huh?
Did he throw in water or something?
It looks like it.
Or did he just knock her on her butt?
At least with the splash aspect of it, you would think it was
a puddle.
Yeah, or something to that effect. Okay.
So he didn't hurt her, but he still
kind of humiliated her, just tossed her like she was a piece of trash.
He called her a fish. He called her a fish and insulted her dress.
Yeah. You big brute! I'll never speak to you again. I'm going back east where men are gentlemen. So get this. At first, she comes out west because she wants a caveman cowboy, right? She gets a taste of a caveman cowboy. Now she wants a gentleman.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
I don't think she knows what she wants. What would you say to that, Batgoat?
Oh, I know what she wants, and I'm not going to say the word, but she wants it.
I don't know. I don't think I can figure out the word, but I'm not going to even try.
Well, I'm being naughty. Like she
Yeah.
wants some action. She wants loving is what she wants.
Okay, so anyways, we are going to get to this next story and get right to it so we can get through this. And as you were telling me, we're just beyond the hour mark here.
Yeah,
Gonna
I'm gonna
read through
go.
this.
I'm gonna go get another drink, so I'll just be off camera, but I'm listening.
Okay. Chinese Cowboy, complete in this issue by R.A. Burley. Say, look at the bankroll that Chinaman is packing. Maybe he'd like to take Jake's place in the game. Sure, a chink ain't got no business having that much money. Come on over, China boy, and play some poker.
Did I hear that correctly? I did. Wow. Well,
Remember
okay,
though, this was a different time.
I know, but that's a
Okay,
bad one. That's a word they
yeah.
don't like.
Well,
Just saying.
yeah, chink
That's
or
a
China
rough
boy,
that's a rough word.
they're both bad. And
No,
in
no, no,
today,
no, no, no. Mike chink is a very bad. That's like a hateful word. I'm just saying, like that's a bad one.
would you would you make the argument that chink to those of Chinese descent would be equivalent to the
Yes,
N word to African
I
American?
yeah, I do. Yeah, honestly.
Okay. Now I want to also give this disclaimer. I am just reading the comic. It is not a reflection of anything. It is not a reflection of any animus or any disrespect meant um towards anybody. This was how they spoke at this point in time.
Yeah, it's still rough though. I'm just saying, like, if they keep using that word over and over again, I'm gonna wince every time I hear it. It'd be like there's other words for Hispanics that you just I don't care, what the time was, you just
Right.
don't say it. Like that to me, that's really bad. Like I'm even going as far as saying like I don't like hearing it.
Yeah,
But
I understand that. I respect that. I'm the same way when it comes to the R word. Okay. So, but obviously now I did read into this story a little bit, but and at least the synopses on it, and it turns out even though again some of the language here is a little rough, as we pointed out, but anyways, so back to the here's your beer, boy. That better? I'll just try to substitute that, even though
no, don't substitute that word either. You probably just not say it. Would be my guess.
yeah. Yeah, I guess in a way I could try. I mean, because I don't think even if the word, again though, we're trying to also understand the context of the times too. Granted, these are set in the old west and old west. Obviously there was a lot more prejudice in the old west too. So I mean, but anyways, uh, you sabe poker now, eh? Cost you $10 to see me. Sure, me learn fast. Me lays you $10 more. Well, yella boy. Okay, you know something? I will just skip the story just because there probably is too. I mean, We'll just look through it. Still there, Batgoat? Or did he?
I'm here. I think your
Okay.
stream hiccup. Your stream hiccup, but you're back.
Okay. I'll just show you this. Just
Okay. I think that's better.
Yeah, because they are using that word. Like it's almost like every other word is that word.
Yeah, maybe pass over that one. That'd be cool. I appreciate that.
Weapons of the West here. Here's something the all metal national Derringer Colt single shot Derringer, conducted by W.M. Allison. Tumbleweed here. I just breeze through this, and that way we can go over to funnies. I mean, the underlying story there was basically those. Okay, so the underlying story in Chinese Cowboy there, Batgoat, was those guys were going to trick him into a game where they try to cheat him out of his money. A rancher basically saying that fate takes him on. He's a cook. He's a cook, and he hires him on as a cook. And then those guys try to come rob the rancher, and he ends up saving them. So that was the gist of that story. But considering how it was just like every other word was that term.
It's really inflammatory, and you know what's been going on in the news last week too. So the timing could not be worse.
Yeah, that's why I just chose.
Yeah, that's a good decision. Yeah, absolutely. But we totally get the idea, and that it's a serious, a serial style comic. But yeah, they're just doing what they did back then.
Right. Again, I'm just showing you like the rest of the comic here, just artwork and all this. Just gonna. Here's. And I don't have to scroll down because get the idea that. And then here's of course a black and white comic. And of course, this one would probably have a few.
Looks a little racially charged as well, yeah.
But again, that's kind of. And then here's a feature famous frontiersman. They're talking about Wyatt Earp here, I believe. Little tidbits. It's probably fun to read at that point in time.
Mm-hmm. They probably didn't go in too much about how he murdered and killed like a whole family of dudes to like take over their Wyatt Earp was not as sparkling clean as everyone thinks. He did some very bad stuff if you go into his real history.
And then here's a story called Red's Newfangled Bronc, which I think was the last story of this, or last main story of this. Kind of cartoony in the way it looks there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're done with that one.
Mike, did you hear, by the way? I ran 10 cents through the calculator. 10 cents is worth $1.83 these days.
Okay. So 10 cents back in those days would be $1.83 today.
Correct.
Basically what you're saying. Okay. And
that'd still be cheap though, in my opinion, for a comic book.
Lul, bruh, laugh out loud, reminds oof the movies Hateful and like how did Samuel Jackson know there was something up? Laugh out loud. Yeah. So Now, Batgoat, I'll probably talk to you more about that story after the stream when we do our
Okay.
little post game.
Okay.
Just so, anyways, so now we'll get into, let's see. So where are we at on time here?
You're
So
doing
we're
good.
at hour and 15. So I think we can at least get through 3 stories and funnies. I think hopefully maybe 5 because I want to make sure I get a good mix in there. Alley oop, Scribbly, Tailspin Tommy. Those are the 3 that I know I want to try to get to, and then probably try to get to a couple others just to kind of get some variety in there. So, and again, this is one of the, as we said, anthology series that has a bunch of comic strip reprint. Dogs and a Fire and Scribbly are probably the 2 more original features there. But let's go. Funnies number 10 from Dell Publishing Company. Went on sale May 27, 1937, 10 cents for 64 pages. So let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Okay. Dell.
Dude, you're getting a Dell.
This is referring to the comic book company, though, not the computer company. So here's Funnies number 10 right here.
Dropped out again.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, it's your stream's glitching.
Yeah, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna hit the reset button here on my computer, so I may go out for a quick sec on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. All right. How am I now? Is things a little bit
Looks
better
good.
there?
Looks good. We're rocking.
Okay. Of course, the counter's still saying 1. It's saying 1 on. Okay. I'm gonna try it on here as well. So I may go out off the thing here for a quick sec. So just giving you a heads up there, Batgoat. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Hey, look. Okay, so he dropped out. It's back on me. Leto's driving to work. Toys, you know everything. The announcements I've made. The only other thing I've got. Okay, looks like we're back.
Yep. I just, and it's still reading only 1 for some reason, but this thing's screwy.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's all right. So there we are. But on the YouTube side of it, I'm still okay, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's going perfect.
Won't Alvin be surprised with these firecrackers? See somebody lighting the fire, and then the list of characters there.
Oh
So
my gosh. The guy's gonna get the tails of Batgoat, like coattails. More pew pews. Except look, they've all got red lettering. Like look how important
yeah.
these guns are.
Mm-hmm.
Pocket telescope looks cool too.
Yeah, alley oop. Okay, let me see if I can see if I. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay. Poor Fuzzy. His turtle shell helmet failed to withstand the test applied by his well-meaning comrades. Meanwhile, King Guzzle of Moo and King Tunk of Lemma, maneuver. King Tunk of Lem maneuver their forces to battle. Come on, my brave Movians. Follow me to battle. Drive out these Lehman invaders. Forward for crown and country. Forward. Forward, Lehmans, to avenge the foul Movian insult to your king and home charge. Now, you pug-snozzled wart on the heel of a toad before me and my man began booting you all over the place. I wanna know the reason for this invasion. You know dang well why we're here, you lop-eared hyena. No blasted Movian can write me a mess of insults and get away with it. Ooey, I don't do no spec a blasted thing. You've got a head full of smoke, you Lehman louse. Why, mud-headed Movian monkey, you're a hairy-faced liar, and I can prove it. Ooh! What? Who's a liar? Or who's a liar? Ooh! Bong! Hooray for King Tonk! That got him. We win. Ooh! Wham! Hooray for Moo! We win! Oh, it looks like the same exact people almost. But
Mm-hmm.
actually, you do see him you do see the picture flip around a bit though.
Yeah.
Oh, there was even more of it over here. Oh. Ooh! Who's a liar? Hooray for our side! Attaboy, goods, we win! Oh, hooray! Oh, hooray! Oh, hooray! Hooray! Oh, hooray! Oh, hooray! Oh! Bam, boom! Boing, rock! Or sock! Mop! This one's fun to do. Hey, Batgoat.
Yep. Yep. Lots of action.
Excuse me. Sorry about this. Sometimes doing some of those rougher voices can wear your voice out of it.
Scratch your throat a little bit. Yeah.
Meanwhile, our friend Fuzi regains consciousness. Ooh, where am I? Oh, I recollect now. And the war. What of the war? I hear no sound of a row.
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 British, it's spelled R-A-U. It means like a fight or a big hullabaloo.
Oh, my head. Gee, but it's sore. Hi there, Alley-oop. Hi there, Alley-oop. Allie, how goes the war? It, let's see. It went okay, Fousey. 'Twas a great scrap while it lasted. You mean the fracas is over and done? Well, for cat's sake, tell me who won. We had to call it a draw. Both King Guz's and King Tunk's skulls gave out at the same time. You see them carrying at least one of the combatants there. All the stars.
Yeah, I think that's their guy, the King Guz, and then Tunk is the Baldwin. Yeah. They smacked each other up pretty good.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what I was thinking? You were reading that. Who remembers the movie Breakfast Club? When they were talking about a fracas, I said, "Didn't you hear the fracas?" All I could think of was the principal coming in and he said, "I heard a ruckus," and I said, "Could you describe the ruckus, sir?"
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that scene.
Can you describe the ruckus?
Yeah. Say, Guz, what the heck did we run away from that big bluff for? It didn't do nothing but honk at us. Yeah, but it sure had a mean look in its eye. Still, it never even moved out of its tracks. They're looking over at the brontosaurus there, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what. Well, do well, sneak, or will do. All right. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll sneak up on it from behind. Oh no, nothing doing. I tried that once, and when I'd stopped bouncing, I was so far away from it, I'd forgotten which direction I'd come from. Well, how are we gonna slay the brute then? I'll I'll tell ya what, Guz. Listen, you get a nice big fat branch of luscious leaves and offer to me offer it to him? Yeah. And what are you gonna be doing while that thing is chewing off my arm, huh? Hold, hold on. Oh, hold on, can't ya? When it reaches out to bite the leaves, its head'll be down where I can sock it. See, and boy, will I sock him.
Yeah, see?
Well, Well, I ain't so hot about the idea, but maybe it'll work. Sure, it will. There's the Bronc. Come on now. Let's do our stuff. Here you are, Bronte. Old fella, nice old Bronte. Have a nice big bite of luscious leaves. Come on, Bronte. I ain't gonna hurt you. That's the king saying. Atta boy, Guz. You're doing swell. Sorry about the change in voice. I didn't even realize what it was I was doing there. Swish! Well, what's the matter with you? Why didn't you hit him? Yeah, why don't I hit him? What do you think I am? A streak of lightning? Well, anyway, when I start out to get some food, I get some food. Okay. Now, if it's the same story, I'll probably continue. If it's not, I think I'm going to move ahead because I know we're like starting to run. I know we're probably
Yeah,
getting
you're at
hour.
1:30, and I think that one ends right there. You saw it
Well,
happen.
that's the civic story, but there are 4 panels here, but I think they're all like completely different stories. So
Yeah, that's what he said. I aimed to get food, and then you saw he was holding a rabbit. Instead of getting the brontosaurus, he had to settle with a rabbit on that last one.
Herky.
And toys, toys, you are not getting a point for that last one, out of respect to the lovely Mrs. Toys. He'll understand. He made a joke, and I'm giving him a hard time.
And Ben Webster's page by Edwin Alger, who I think is the same guy who did Old Oz Bop. I want to get to the squibbly stuff.
Yeah, Old Oz. Yeah, that's my guy.
Captain Easy here.
Old Og or Old Oz? Old Oz.
Old Oz.
Yeah.
Old Oz Bop.
Want to see something swell? Sure. Drop a sponge into water. It makes me laugh. It's so dumb.
Healer. I want to get to the Squibbly story because I've told you before, Squibbly will have quite a bit of a part of the DCU. It was his feature where the Golden Age Red Tornado was introduced.
Okay.
Here's the Tailspin Tommy one. I was going to try to read this, but we're already running short on time here. So.
Okay.
And I know you're an aviating guy, so that's why that's part of the reason why I was thinking of reading it. But
that's cool. Yeah, but they're like serials. They look pretty involved on those.
Here we go. Here's Squibbly.
Scribbly.
And there are 2 panels here, 2 pages, but they're both separate stories. So I'll just read the one just so we can get the sample.
Okay. Oh, and Mike, before you go in it, I did manage to notice that Nick put up a post saying that he's not going to stream tonight because
he's not streaming tonight. Okay.
Yeah, he was on Friday Night Tights earlier, and he said something else. So he's not streaming. He might do Twitch later.
Yeah, I kind of dropped in on that for a quick sec, see what that was all about. So
that was a rock star panel. He had like 9 people on there when I tuned in. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So, anyways, on to this story then. While Squibbly is in New York drawing Ving Parker's comic strip, Ving is in a plane on his way to Kentucky in search of his kid brother Sammy. Say, it's awfully foggy outside, hostess. Where are we now? We are flying over the Ozark Mountains. Oh Oh, hostess. Oh, wait. Oh, hostess. Tell the pilot he's flying too low. I just saw the top of a tree. The plane is, in fact, flying too low. The pilot is flying blind, and his radio beam has just gone dead. Hang on to that wheel, Red. I'm gonna tell the hostess to fasten the safety belts on the passengers. It looked bad. Okay.
That looks more like a living room than an airplane to me. He's sitting in like a lazy boy. Look at the window. That's not an airplane window. That's your living room window with the curtains and
Yeah,
like
it looked. Yeah,
it's
yeah. I
split in
noticed that
half.
too.
Like
I looked this
you
over.
can lift it up. Yeah. Oh boy.
But the pilot is too late. With no warning at all, the great plane crashes heavily into a giant spruce tree.
Idiot.
Crash!
Poor airmanship. The NTSB said it had nothing to do with anything but the pilot being an idiot. Sorry, I just had to.
The next day, back in New York, Squibbly reads of the crash in the papers. Hey, Miss, hey, Mr. Barlow, Ving's plane crashed. It says here that all the passengers were accounted for, but Ving, he's gone missing. Golly! What? Let's see that paper. What? Let's see that paper. Ving Parker missing. He was the best cartoonist I ever had. Now he's gone. It's all that kid Sammy's fault. If I could lay my hands on him. In the meantime, Sammy is still in Hollywood, vainly trying to sell his play to Cecil B. DeMille. Come on, you, get off the chair. Hey, you can't do this to me. I wanna see Mr. DeMille. I told ya 10 times he don't want to buy no mystery plays. Beat it. And then here's Squibbly strip. Why big brothers leave home. So he's napping there in the tree. Pow! What? No more apples? And stars again. And
Because
that's his little brother right there, by the way.
little brother, yeah, took all the apples, fell out of the tree, and hit him on the head.
Yeah. And I think for these features, what they did was they asked people to submit story items for these ones. So
Okay.
So it says here, thanks to Paul Arrows, box 426, Port Colborne, Ontario, Canada.
Ontario, yay, toys.
Yeah.
And yeah, toys, you're right.
Now this story is kind of connected to the previous one, but as I said, we're running low on time, so I'm going to just go ahead and just breeze through the rest of the comic.
Wow. Oh, whoa, there was a dish. And keep going, keep going. Just that was a hot girl there. Regular fella.
Yeah, regular fellers.
Regular fellers. That print's kind of small, but yeah, I like that. Yeah. Mutt and Jeff, there. That's a famous.
But it's small to you because I actually put it up a couple of more.
Okay.
Mutt and Jeff by Bud Fisher. Michaels and his friends. Well, at least I got through like some of the Maybe
you did, and you got Scribbly. Whoa, that guy had a shotgun? That was a real shotgun. That wasn't a pew pew pea gun.
All right. So anyway, so there we go. So So that's it
Yay.
for all the comics there. So I
Okay.
was gonna cover. So we're now at looks like we're almost at an hour and 40. So probably a good time to start. I hope you guys did enjoy the readings I was able to do.
I did. They were good. They were really good ones, and I'm sorry I had
I,
to jump in on the one, but that word
on the
was
Chinese cowboy, yeah,
yeah,
I kind of agree with you that maybe that
yeah,
the underlying story was good, but I get your point. That some of the word usage there, especially in lieu of what's recently been happening and stuff like that, I just you know, not that I really think it's as big a deal, especially with what we're trying to look at there. But I'll talk to you more about it after we
sure.
go off.
Did you
Just
see? Did you see? You got a new fan in the chat here. You see that comment there?
oh, where?
Yeah, right there.
Hello. The Action Toy Channel's wife. Yeah, well, she's been on here before.
She has. I didn't know that she had her own channel on with the icon and stuff. Yeah, I guess.
Well, I remember she. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
welcome, Mrs. ATC.
Hello, Mrs.
Glad
Toys.
you're here. I hope you will. I hope you will. Consider joining us again. You know, soon.
Leto scores big.
Uh, Funny Fridays. Yeah. Well, I mean, we look at vintage comics. Hey, babe.
He's like, "What are
Uh,
you doing?" She's probably in the other room on a laptop or something.
yeah. But and of course the counter here is only reading 3 for some reason. But
This
yeah,
is funny.
Chinese Cowboy made Slam Bradley seem like a Bible session.
That's funny.
Hello, Woody. Okay, so anyways, so that's you know, yeah. So that's it for that portion of the show. Then, so we're already at an hour 42, so I think I'm gonna start wrapping up here. I think everybody. Let's see. So is everybody ready for this day in each history?
History.
Actually, before I get to that, too, Batgoat, was there something you wanted to address or say?
Yeah, just real quick, if you guys can wait like 30 seconds after he's done with niche history, I'll wrap up with the trophy and just whatever I have. So
Okay. Well, with that being said, let me just remind myself of actually, in fact, this we can probably now that we're done with that part, we can get rid of it. 2001, 2003, 2006, 2011. Okay. I'm pretty okay. So today being Friday, the March the 26th. Let's see. Hey, Miss Toys, time for history! Yay! Okay, so with today being Friday, March the 26th, 2021, let's take a look back at this day in Beach history. What's happened on this day? So first off, of course, we're gonna go back 20 years ago today. On this date, 20 years ago today, the last episode of Monday Nitro aired um, on TNT as Vince McMahon and the WWF at the time had bought out WCW. In the main event of the Nitro portion of the simulcast, Sting would defeat Ric Flair, in which they'd have kind of a shake and a hug to kind of conclude that. And then as they transitioned to the Raw broadcast, Shane McMahon would come out, saying he was the owner. This would lead into the whole invasion angle in that. So on this date, 20 years ago today, the final episode of WCW Monday Nitro on TNT aired.
that was a big wrestling title. Like even me and I know very little about wrestling. I know that the Monday Nitro that was big. People
Yeah, the
watched
Monday Night
that.
Wars were a major deal back.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, those were like the two big companies throughout like the '90s and throughout the '90s. You know,
Mm-hmm.
now prior to them leaving their affiliation with the NWA, initially back in the '80s, it was the NWA and the WWF. You know, um, so with that, we'll move on to the next piece of niche history here. And we'll come up 2 years from our previous point. So 18 years ago today, in 2000, on this date in 2003, the 420th issue of Uncanny X-Men from Marvel Comics was released on the newsstands. It would cost you $2.25 for 32 pages. The story was Dominant Species Part 4. The writer was Chuck Austin. Kia Ashamiya was the artist, letterer Paul Tutros, and colorist Jonathan D. Smith. So, on this date, 18 years ago, the 420th issue of Uncanny X-Men, which started all the way back in 1963, by the way. So, as a little note there. Anyways, and again, I hope that Mrs. Toys enjoyed what she was able to see here, and hopefully we will see her again. Let's see. So now, moving on to the next piece of niche history, which happened in 2000. On this date in 2006, Ricky Gervais would actually guest star on The Simpsons on the episode Homer Simpson, This Is Your Wife.
Hmm.
So on this date in 2006, which is 15 years ago today, Ricky Gervais would guest star on The Simpsons on the episode Homer Simpson, This Is Your Wife. So, and one last piece of niche history to go. Um, on this date in 2011, which was 10 years ago today, let's see, I believe this was let me just double check. See, I believe this was a film. Yeah. The anime film Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Solid State Society 3D was released by Production IG. On this date, 10 years ago today, the anime movie Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Solid State Society 3D premiered in theaters on this date from Production IG. So that's all that happened on this day in history. Hello, gentlemen. How about Mrs. Toys is going to get me help? All right. So, anyways, so that's all for that. So now, before we sign off here, Batgoat's got some things he'd like to share.
Excuse me. Yes, I mentioned this before in case anyone didn't see this in the beginning. Next week, here's the contest now. I want you guys to come up with a new name for the Spud Boy 3K or my Potato Mike 3000. So think of that all during next week. And then as for tonight, it looks like we have the first ever tie in the Lowell's trophy. So I'm going to put the stickers on there. We have a 4-4 tie. It was Toys and Woody. Woody started out strong, and then Toys finished it all up. So here is the temporary trophy. Can you see it?
I can see it. I don't know if anybody else can, but
Okay, congratulations, Woody and Toys. the temporary trophy is yours for this week, and next week, hopefully, I'll have the new trophy for you guys. I will do my best. And that's all I got, Mike.
Okay. Well, I thank everybody for joining us tonight, and I hope you guys will have a good weekend. I hope to see you all back here on Monday. Mrs. Toys, and you're also welcome to come check out Monday through Thursday. We do. I read off articles, covering niche news, things, anime, cartoons, comics, manga, pro wrestling, and then Fridays, of course, we've been doing as Woody called it, the vintage comic night, or the comic history retrospect, as I sometimes call it. But I thank you all for being here, and I hope to see you all back here on Monday. Bye. And Batgoat, you'll stick around, right?
I will.
All right. All right. Bye, everybody. I'll see you on Monday.